If I should die, I'll be in the wind, in the wind. And if I should die, I'll be in the wind, in the wind.
The truth of the matter is you before, but I'm here after the laughter and chatter is gone. The demons come out in the West Coast, it's two of them I know, cause I seen them eye to eye before. No more fear, I give it all. My life is the price, yeah, I paid every ball. God, yo, I am a call. Take me to territories and I risk it all. Sun gets my sword and the word is my shield. Love is the path and the pain is my will. Healing on no way to powers at hand. They taking up slaves while I'm taking souls back. I'm sowing and reaping, you sneaking and geeking. You living no lies, but I'm solely truthful. And we've all been hurt, all been beaten. If you put me down 6 feet, you better not sleep, cause if I should die, I'm coming back. You can call it a zombie attack. If I should die, I'm coming back. You can call it a zombie attack. If I should die, I'm coming back. You can call it a zombie attack. If I should die, I'm coming back. You can call it a zombie attack, yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is your girl, Mickey Love, MICKIELOVE. That's Mickey Love. And this is the Chamber of Secrets, and I'm so excited for this show. You're gonna love it. I have a special guest, first live podcast. Let's jump right into it. Yeah.
Bear with me. We have, to me now, you're just gonna be famous. Because you really started something, Vashaad Randolph, and now you have started For the Love of Me. Now, is that just like a page right now, or?
Honestly, that's just a saying that I'm using right now when I feel like using it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Mm-hmm. So I do want to get started. You can just introduce yourself, and I kind of want to, after you introduce yourself, I'm going to read your original post.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
All right, so as mentioned before, my name is Vashaad Randolph, 27 years old, from Memphis, Tennessee. Right now I'm living in Columbus, Ohio, and I had put out an ad that's basically stating what I'm looking for when it comes to dating and marriage as well. So I won't say too much because I know you said you was going to read the post, but yeah, that's an introduction to who I am. So.
Okay, and before I read it, what was your inspiration? Like, what made you say, man, I'm about to put it out there?
Well, I actually saw somebody else, post something similar, you know what I'm saying, to what I posted. And then I said, let me just, see what works for me. And I decided to put it out there. Before doing all this, had like 1,000 Facebook friends. Now it's like capped at 5K. And, people all over the world have seen it. And it's definitely inspired a lot of people. And I'm glad that it has. But yeah, it just inspired me because, I'm getting older. And I'm like, let me go against the grain and try something different that, that's not common. Let me just do it. I'm not a common guy anyway. I'm different in my own right. So with that being said, I said, let me just try it. And so far so good. I've been on a couple virtual dates. We can talk about that later on if you want to. But it's definitely interesting, especially in this whole pandemic era and getting to know people out of the state that's outside of your general market of people, the dating pool. It's been cool and very interesting, to say the least.
Were you surprised by the response?
Yes, very much, and still am. I still get messages. Shout out to the people that send me the message. It takes a lot of confidence and courage to do that. But at the same time, just like everybody else, I know what I'm looking for. Not just on the surface, but also like the substance on the inside as well. And I feel like once I meet that, I'll know and act on it, But it's definitely caught me by surprise. Definitely, still is.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm about to read this original post.
Okay.
And so here we go. Dear future wife, I've made many mistakes in these 27 years of life. Oh well, is this the few? This is the new. This is not the original. I'm sorry, that was a note. Let me find the original.
No, you're fine.
Which I thought that was lit too, but
oh yeah.
We'll come back.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
And so doing all this in the pandemic as well, like, that was pretty bold.
Thank you. And if you want...
Okay, so, wanted, needed. Candidate for the position of friend, wife, and business partner, stepmother. Background. I'm a 27-year-old father to a very smart and beautiful daughter named Amaya. I call her My for short. We're natives of Memphis, Tennessee. We've also been helping one another grow since 9/16/16, when she was born. Thanks to my village, fatherhood has been a smooth transition. I'm in the Army National Guard, which requires my attendance 1 week a month and 2 weeks each summer. Benefits, discounted health care, and a VA home loan that doesn't require down payment when ready to purchase a home. I am in the finance field as well as a finance controller in training. Entrepreneurship is in my blood, and I own custom-made neon signs by V Creations with a Z and custom cones by V Creations with a Z, which are fairly new companies but are growing by the grace of God. I moved to Columbus, Ohio area December 2019 to take on my new job role with the hopes that it would place myself and my daughter into a better financial position for the future and help me grow my own business to the point where I can work for myself and one day from home, net over $15K a month and tend to my family's needs. That's the goal, right?
There's the goal.
That's where you're okay. My friends would most likely describe me as outgoing, yet low-key, funny like Bernie Mac, someone with a big heart, and a family man. Family has been on my spirit a lot lately, and I've been thinking about meeting someone worth the effort required that could change their last name and life forever. My daughter loves playing with others, goes to a private school Monday through Thursday, loves dancing and singing, and is a great kid. We need to work on her listening to instructions, but all in all, she's an amazing kid. What I require when getting to know someone, reciprocity is key. I love the word reciprocity. I think I use that more probably than I need to, but Lord Hill put it out and it made sense ever since.
Yeah,
and then
ever since.
As I got older, I realized how important reciprocity is.
Yes.
So that is definitely a key. I will make the time to drive out, fly out, call, and text without it being overbearing. Express myself and plan date nights, which I take seriously, so no phones allowed. But in return, I simply ask that my effort be acknowledged and reciprocated. In prior experience, I've had people attempt to treat me and go about me as if I'm regular, when actually I'm rare. I say that humbly. What I require from a girlfriend, a friend, like when we're together, it is recipe for a good time. Doesn't matter if we're in Egypt or in a box. As long as we're together, we are good. A partner, I run businesses, and encouraging words from time to time when I don't have clear vision is priceless. Facts about me: I'm 5'9", Libra, entrepreneur, father, child of God. Alexa, play "I Need Love" by LL Cool J. And then tags and stuff. So that was dope. It was very informative. All the way down to like benefits. And when I first saw this post, and I kind of like everybody else, a lot of people came for the comments.
Yeah.
And I came for the comments, and I noticed a lot of women, a lot of women come on really strong, like, "Oh, thanks, babe. I'ma see you. I'm wifey. You ain't gotta look no more. It's me." And then you got the ones who are just more so, "Are you even serious? Is this for real? Why are you even doing this? Are you just playing? Or if you looking for love, why didn't it work like this?" They're coming from a negative. But for me, I looked at this and I was like, dang, he put himself out there in a way of showing your value. So I feel like first you had to really understand what your value was.
Agreed.
So how did you get to that point where you like, okay, this is what I have to offer and I'm spending on that?
All right, so once upon a time, I felt overlooked. I felt unappreciated. I felt like I wasn't the type that was being sought after, that was heavily discussed on social media platforms. And a lot of men feel like that, for the record. What do we see is important. We see a lot of, women that we're attracted to, these, people that don't have clear vision, people that are, in these poverty situations, hood type guys. And I mean, I understand everybody has a preference, and I respect that. But you know, as we get older, you know, you start to really question how you were brought up. If you continuously see the women that you're attracted to that are top tier, got degrees, accolades for days, you know, homes, assets, and then they settle and they go out, they deal with these guys that obviously from the surface to the inside of who they are, like, ain't worthy to have them. Yeah, and when you see that, you feel overlooked, you don't feel like you enough, you start to question yourself, like, what is my worth? Like, what is it about me that I'm not doing or could do to attract that which I'm attracted to? And you know what, I stopped thinking, because there was a lot of pressure I put on myself, and I went through my season of singleness. I've been single since last October, so not too long, but long enough to where I've been able to self-reflect, I've been able to forgive myself, and I've been able to really just meditate internally, like, what is it that I want, and what is it about myself that's worthy. You have to convince yourself first that you're worthy, in order to, before you even bother convincing somebody else that you're worthy. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe that. So I started to tell myself that you're worthy of being someone that doesn't give you the runaround. You're worthy of someone that understands the type of man that you are. You're worthy of someone that can laugh with you, talk with you, just be, you know, you can be your natural self around. You deserve someone that understands you have a bunch of female friends, but you don't cross the line with them. These women have helped me be the man I am today. So thank them instead of trying to force me to distance myself due to your insecurities. I'm too grown to, you know, settle, and that's the whole goal, is to settle down. So that I got to that point in my singleness where I said I am enough. Even got it tattooed across my chest, to remind myself daily that I am enough. And once I got to that level of confidence, then I was confident in my spirit, where I'm like, hey, I know I know my value, and now I know what I want. Let me put it out there in the atmosphere. So it took some time, but we're here now.
See, and I think that's where I'm at right now in my singleness.
Yeah.
Because that's what it made me think. Like, when I saw your post, my initial reaction wasn't, is it fake? And it wasn't, you my man. It was, damn, you know, I know I'm a good woman, but do I even qualify? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because I know what I bring to the table. I know what kind of woman I am. I know what kind of woman I've been. But you know, you've also been through a lot of hurt and turmoil, and at least for me, I pray daily that I don't become bitter. You know, I don't want to be a bitter woman, especially a bitter black woman, because they would just love that, to just be mad and angry, just to make you into a stereotype.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like at least for women, at least for black women, worthiness and value, at least with the people, majority of a lot of the men out here, is really, you get like abused more so, or you're like easy for manipulation, or you know, I feel like we talk about women, you know, gold digging women, using women, crazy women, but the narrative in both ways is I've had some gold digging men. I've had some using
Let's talk
men.
about it.
I've had some guys who, you know, really play like they're being genuine, because you don't want to believe that, you know, man, men ain't shit, you know. And I don't want that narrative, because I believe that, you know, everybody is not the same in their argument out there. So with your post, it reminded me that there is quality, but now, even though I want quality, I require quality, I don't even sometimes feel like I deserved it, because I didn't even feel the need to, like, you know, it felt outside of me. It felt bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm not the only woman, you know, who felt that, which is why a lot of women with their insecurities come in, is it fake, or, you know, just care for the comments to watch and to hope you fail, you know.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that a little later. I want to stay on track to be sure, but I want to go into the pruning process. So you picking dates.
Yeah.
So I saw a couple posts where you were up at night and you're looking at your laptop and you have your notepad, and what are you doing?
All right,
like,
so yeah,
what does that look like?
Yeah, I was honestly, the whole post threw me and my friends off. Like, I was in Memphis, I made the post, and I'm driving 9 hours to come back here to Ohio. My phone is buzzing off the hook, and I'm like, okay, 50 shares, 100, okay, 200. Surely it's finna stop. Now it's 1,000. I'm like, hold on, we might be on to something here. And I'm looking in the comments, I'm looking at the shares, I'm looking at the messages, and I'm just like, how does one go through this? I mean, everybody has a preference. I know what I'm looking for, what I'm attracted to on the surface, but that's not the only thing that I'm looking for. That's not the only thing I'm looking at. But that's definitely the start. That was definitely a starting point. You know, I couldn't respond to everybody. I still can't get new messages every day still. But I first looked at the surface because at the end of the day,
you want to be attracted.
I want to be attracted to my person. I want that person to be attracted to me. I don't want to settle for just the inside, because then the flesh is weak. But it even saying in the Bible, like, you know, some along the lines of, if you can't, you know, abstain, get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no perfect person, nothing like that. But that's what the word say. So I need to be attracted to you for anything to work. If I don't like what I'm looking at, I can't put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at the surface, and then I looked at what that person had going on. Did it make sense, the stuff that they perpetuate and put out there? Does it make sense for the type of what I have going on? Do they got a 9 to 5? I got a 9 to 5. Do they got children? I got a child. Do they have many kids? Do they got? Because I mean, having a child is like a strike, even for me. You know, you don't want somebody that got too many kids, because I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. I'm not rich like that yet, but I want to, you know, meet somebody where it would make sense for us to be congruent and, you know, potentially pursue something. And I was just looking at how they carry themselves. This is important because, you know, these are things that, you know, women may not think that men look at, but we do. How she dressed, how she carry herself, the things she say on her Facebook wall. Is she doing a lot of cussing? Is she a lady on social media, you know, in the streets per se? And, you know, everything else is not that important, but like how you carry yourself needs to match how I present myself. Like, I'm a king. I don't put BS out there. I don't, you know, do a whole bunch of subliminals of negative stuff out there. I don't want to see the same thing on your page. If I saw that, I moved on, because I don't got time for that. What you post shows me insight of how you think, how you move, how you operate. I don't really care too much for Facebook comedians. I used to be one myself. But when I was doing all of that, I wasn't really focused on anything. I was just trying to please people and just make folks laugh. Yes, it's important, but I don't need to be making nobody laugh until I get to where I need to be at in life. It ain't no joke right now for me. You know what I'm saying? So I originally had a list of like 10 different women, and then I focused on one, which we'll talk about later on. Don't want to get ahead. But I personally wanted to date until I felt like with everything in me, felt like this is the one I'm supposed to be talking to. This one right here. That's the goal. I don't want to do it because it makes sense. I don't want to do it because you next door to me. I don't care if you're 5 minutes down the road from me. I'm not about for what's convenient. I'm now looking at it from the perspective of what's right, not what seems right, but what feels right. What, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can move into somebody's apartment. Anybody can travel miles to see somebody and spend every day with somebody. But what feels right? And that's how I went about choosing. Now it's open market. I'm still open. I'm still, you know, meeting new people, virtual dates, you know, just having conversations, just see if it flow. You know what I'm saying? To just see if there's a potential, if there's a possibility for us to meet at a later date. But I don't want to, you know, say too much, because like I said, this is yours. But that's how I went about that. That's how I went about that process.
Well, see, that's good though, because now, and you made a comment on like appearance value. So basically, if a woman's not valuing herself, it's hard to put. Do you feel like it's hard to value a woman who doesn't put value on herself? Of
course, it's definitely hard.
And so I get a lot of comments. I meet a lot of guys, and a lot of them say stuff like, "Oh, you're struggling, get an OnlyFans," or you know. And they'll joke about it and they'll say it, but they be for real. But at the same time, I ask the question, hey, you know, I do photography. I can sing, I write, I do a lot of things. So if I say, dang, you know, just in general in conversation, you know, it's getting hard out here, and your first comment to me is, oh, go get an OnlyFans, I'm kind of offended. Like, because if I go get an OnlyFans, now when I'm looking for my husband, is he going to be, if he's strolling on my page,
right,
and he be like, "Oh, this is a good girl," she got OnlyFans. Does that put me out? Does that keep me in? I guess it depends on the person, as far as what they want. But you know, I feel like as a culture, and again, I can only speak from the perspective of a black woman.
Right.
I feel like for the culture, it's easiest for us to be limited to sexuality, looks, what we could sell, what we could do, and it's the value of what they bring to the table, outside of body, vanity, outside of the vanity.
Right.
And I don't think we as women, we have to make sure that we're putting ourselves, you know, our best foot forward. But culture right now, like, wow. I like the song, but I hated the video. I thought it was interesting, but there was a lot of stuff I saw and I was like, dang, you know, that just set us back. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a music. It's just a music video, though. I don't feel like, you know, people really take that stuff to heart.
I do, because I feel like the representation matters, and especially for women right now. And from my experience, I've had a few conversations lately, and it came back to the same thing. It's a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men come off very selfish in their pursuit. Like, this is what I want, this is what I need from you. And for example, a dude can get a girl pregnant, right? Yeah. Y'all was dating, got her pregnant, and maybe now she's not interested in having a lot of intercourse right now.
Right now.
You know, and then the thought process behind it is, well, shit, I'm still a man. I still got needs. I'll get it from elsewhere.
Oh, that's low down. That's low down.
It's low down.
Yeah, that's low down.
But that is a lot. And like, I get more comments like that, and then you get the comments of, hey, men gonna be men, or like boys gonna be boys. So, you know, you just gotta get. That's why I came with the title, difference between helpmate and footstool, because those roles of gender roles of what a man is supposed to provide, what a woman is supposed to provide, let alone what a husband is supposed to provide, what a wife is supposed to provide, is different from if I'm dating you, we just kicking it, or we making vows and actually wanting to, you know, create a life together and move forward. What is that role? I was engaged once, and I took on the role of a wife. Was like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to do everything I could. Yeah. I knew I wasn't perfect, but that was the goal. So at the end, if it didn't work, it wasn't going to be because I didn't try.
Right.
Yes, but it ended up being very my world, you're in it. You know, not a shared world. It was what you could do for me. You know, who you are to me, and if that person didn't find it important, it wasn't important. Regardless, if I'm saying, hey, this is important, it wasn't important because, oh, you just being a woman, or oh, you just, you know. And so that those roles, we get a lot of caught up in woman and man, and not person and right and wrong, and you know, fair. And so we'll get to that. But the way we look at gender and the way we look at what we want in a man and a woman, I think it first has to be on the fair playing ground. You know, I think you can only require what you're willing to give.
Yeah, I agree.
So I want to get into, you mentioned confident. You have to be very confident to kind of put yourself out there, sending you a message, making yourself open. So what is the difference between confident and cocky? Like, what is your balance on that when you see it from a woman?
Right. I feel like as far as like what I see in women.
As far as coming at you, like,
okay.
What is considered confident and what is like?
I mean, I feel like confidence that I see from a woman's standpoint is when they first know their value within themselves. That's number one. That's being confident. You know your skill set. You know what you have to offer. The second thing I say is like, when you know what you're looking for, know your value, know what you got to offer first, then you know what you're looking for. You know what you bring to the table before you try to reach from that table to give, to yourself or whatever the case may be. That's confident. I feel like cocky would probably be, from my perspective, would probably be, well, why ain't you trying to talk to me because I'm all that in a bag of chips? I need you to understand that everything is not for everybody. If I could turn my camera, I would, but metaphorically speaking, I got 3 pairs of shoes over there right now. All right, each pair of those shoes look different, feel different, and are equipped for different activities. One is for running, one is for looking good, and one is for going to work. the journey that I'm going on requires a certain type of woman, certain type of shoe. I'm a certain type of man. I'm not meant for everybody to be stepping into my life and step out, and vice versa. It's not my place to step into every woman's life and step out, just the trial and error. You can't go on the finish line, you wear the shoes out, go play ball with them, run track with them, and then bring them back. It don't work that way.
Right.
You need the first you need to have the prerequisites to even start dating. The prerequisites to go into the finish line, which is that money and an idea of what it is that you want. Same with dating. If you don't have the prerequisites, self-confidence, self-worth, self-value, and understanding of fairness, like you mentioned earlier, that a lot of people don't have, that selfishness, you can't be selfish going into a situation that is supposed to be a shared space. Be my peace, but I'm going to bring you peace. I'm going to bring you peace before I require you to be my peace. I'm going to bring you...
You already have some sense of peace coming into this.
I had peace coming into it, exactly. So if the balance, if the scale is now uneven, now we have to have a conversation, because I was fine before I met you, before I allowed you to come into my space. But I ain't trying to preach it ain't Sunday, all right? But that's what I think the cockiness come from. And for men too, like, well, why not me? Well, I'm the best thing under God's shining sun. Why not me? Look, everything ain't for everybody, and you have to be okay with someone not choosing you. That just comes with the territory. You know, we come from the 90s when you still had to ask a girl for their number with pen and paper. All right.
Right.
We cut from a different cloth, and brothers got turned down left, right, day and night. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to know how to take rejection nicely. Look, I'm not interested. I thank you though, but I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay, but don't feel entitled.
Yeah.
When you
oh my goodness.
We don't even want to go there, but yeah, when you start to act like you're entitled, like, that's a no-go.
That's the word, though.
You're not
because entitlement brings a lot.
A lot.
It brings a lot of energy that so
like you owe me. Like you owe me. Like no. I personally run away from that. If I start to feel like a person feels entitled to my time, my emotions, my conversation, once you start to make me feel like I'm entitled, that you feel entitled to me, I gotta back off a little bit. Because now it's parasitic to me from a male perspective. And that's important to say, because a lot of women don't understand that sometimes you can be overbearing. I don't need another mama. I don't need another sister. What I need is a partner in crime. Partner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, talk to me about anything and everything. Cool. But I don't like to feel smothered. Just like I don't want to smother my partner, my friend. You had let's talk about us. Let's talk about you. It's about you at the end of the day. So you got your own set of friends. You got your own life that you had before me. You got your own hobbies that you had before me. You got your own world that you revolve in, that revolves in your mind of how you like stuff to go. And it's not fair to you for you to allow somebody to come into your life and then they just demand that you change all of that to fit their perspective of you and your role in their life. That ain't fair.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of what, at least for me, I compromise too much too early, and then be like, oh hell nah, look, I can't do no more compromising. Like I didn't compromise this, I didn't compromise that, and all because you don't want to seem unfair, you don't want to seem not understanding. But I guess it's a difference from really standing your ground and working and building with somebody. Because people, it's a small line between actually being appreciated and then being abused. It's always you give an inch and somebody could just try to take it a whole mile and be like, I don't have a mile to give you. I give you what I have. For example, I'm a new mom. My son is about to be 6 months.
Oh yeah, you're brand new.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So,
Congrats.
I was single during my pregnancy, so I wasn't opposed to meeting anybody. I wasn't opposed to dating anybody, but my requirements instantly they changed. They changed, yeah. Because my availability is different.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really realize, like, people used to be like, if you didn't understand I got kids, you just won't never work. And I'm thinking, how can you not understand that they got kids? And because not everybody is empathetic and willing to put themselves in your shoes,
Exactly.
People are very needy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, especially when he was younger, if I give you an hour of a conversation, that's a lot in early baby, because I don't get no sleep. I'm like, you been getting 2 hours, and I'm giving the hour
to you
because I'm saying that, you know, I'm trying to give you some of my time. I can't give you all day, but that hour is valuable to me.
Exactly.
And I want to spend it with you.
Exactly.
So when that hour is not enough, or when that hour is not appreciated,
you gotta go.
Like, yeah, I can't do it.
Can't do it.
I can only give you what I can.
Thank you.
I'm not going to take myself, you know, in a situation that I can't do. I'm always trying to please you, but it's messing me up and what I got because I don't have it to give you.
You took everything that I was going to say during a later topic. That was it right there. When people start to require more than what you are able and willing to give, that's when two people that were trying to come together now shift apart. Because I was enough to get your initial attention, but now that we have taken a step up, you know, the ladder, now you asking more. Hey, I showed you what I was able to give. I let that be known up front, and now you're saying it's not okay, and that's not okay. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because you said it. That was it right there.
Yeah. It's crazy, you know. Some dudes was like, come pull up, layup.
Nope,
baby.
Can't do that.
Can't pull up layup.
You can't do that.
I can't pull up layup. You can't pull up layup.
Right.
We can FaceTime.
Yeah.
I use FaceTime today, now. You know, maybe next weekend I'll be free, and I would love to spend it with you. But if you can't give me till next weekend, then I don't really know what to tell you because I ain't got it. So let's talk about. I do want to talk about Roxy. I want to talk about Roxy because she became a focus, and I know a lot of them were like, oh dang, you know, I'm out. And then a lot of people were rooting. I was definitely rooting because ultimately, when I see somebody put their self out there, it takes a lot of confidence because it makes you vulnerable. And vulnerability can bring a lot of blessings that you have to open your hands to receive. But at the same time, it can bring a lot of judgment, people commenting, attacking. So it's best to be definitely prayed up because if not, a lot of people's judgments can kind of sway and make you teary and a lot of different things that you want. Or discourage you from the journey, even though it necessarily doesn't work out the very first time.
Right.
So, can you explain the process with Roxy? Like,
yes.
What were the highlights?
Okay, yeah, a lot of good times. Honestly, you know, time well spent. You know, real good woman. Can't nobody take that away from that individual. And I'm real meticulous about, you know, what I say and what I put out there because not everything needs to be discussed. But you know, all in all, you know, good woman. But I think the conversation that we're looking to have is like what went south, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll jump right to this. So, like you mentioned earlier, you know, I show you what I'm able to give. I show you my life and what's important to me and what I'm focused on and what I'm handling right now. And what's my focal point? Yes, it is to find that woman. Yes, it is to build with the woman I'm supposed to be with. I'm putting God first in all of this, but at the same time, I'm a human being. I'm led by God, but at the same time, like all of me has to want you. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes that was a disagreement because I didn't feel like I've met my stop. I've seen a lot of positive signs to say, hey, this person right here, but I can see it you know how many signs I see in a day? You know how many signs you see while driving up and down the road? You see a lot of signs. But sometimes you have to you got to feel something within yourself before you decide to pull off on the exit and set home base on that exit. That's a feeling. That's an important feeling that a man has to have when you're talking about forever. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, well, y'all cute. Woo. Hey, I can look good with anybody, and quite frankly, you can too. You know how many filters women got that y'all use on a daily basis to look good? You can make trash look good. You put the right filter on it. Am I right?
True.
And like I said, I ain't coming for nobody. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, I knew that I did not meet my last stop. I respectfully disclosed that information as best that I knew how, and I got to keep it moving because the thing is, you know, I know some people would be like, well, you know, you fight for this, you fight for that. Look, when you first get to know somebody, all right, you are basically testing the waters. You basically, if we think about a pool, you putting your big toe in that water to test that water, see the temperature of that water, see if you willing to get in the 3 foot. All right.
Right.
That was a putting a toe in the water situation. You got to have time is the secret ingredient to anything that is sustained. Time. I don't believe in love at first sight. Not for me. I don't believe in rushing anything. Anything that is rushed, in my opinion, is of the devil. I don't rush nothing. I can be intentional, but I ain't rushing nothing. I'm not too quick to call nobody my girlfriend. I'm not too quick to introduce nobody to my friends. I'm not too quick to introduce nobody to my family. I'm not too quick because my family know me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm single right now. A lot of it has had to do with me, I'll be honest, and a lot of it's had to do with the other individuals. But I'll take responsibility. I won't point the finger at nobody else right now. This is me taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? I made a lot of mistakes. That's why the post you was getting ready to read in the beginning, future wife, I made a lot of mistakes. I've set some people back. I've broken some hearts. I'm not the best person in the world. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I can go to sleep soundly knowing that I've made peace with the mistakes of my past. So with that being said, the skeletons are out of my closet because I'm forgiven. You understand what I'm saying? I forgave myself. God forgive me. I'm moving forward. I can't hold on to the past because I got a future to get to. You understand what I'm saying? And with
how long do you feel like it took you to really forgive yourself?
I say a smooth 8 months. It took me a smooth 8 months because I'm in Ohio. I got number time. You know, I'm on FaceTime. I'm on FaceTime my daughter right now while I'm talking to you. She can hear this whole conversation. You know, I want to be with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Got a whole wall of memories right there of my daughter growing up, and it's just been her and I. And you know, I've had nothing but time, and I thank God for allowing me to be up here to have this time to self-reflect because I have definitely become a better man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit up here and say, oh, I'm a good dude. Anybody can say that they're a good dude, a good woman. But the truth of the matter is, like I made a status once before, and I'm not trying to get too off topic, I'm going to get back on, but you an angel to some, and you a devil to others. And that's just life. And once you accept that to be just what it is, you will sleep so much better at night because you're not holding yourself accountable for how somebody else perceives you. I don't worry about what people that I ain't never seen got to say about me, and you shouldn't either for the folks that's watching. But back on task, like I said about the individual, like I just did not feel like that was my last stop as a man, and I didn't second guess that I acted on it today versus 2 years. And I think that's important. That's important because sometimes us men, we can allow ourselves to be bullied by how a woman feels. Well, I don't want to break her heart, so I'm gonna stay. When in your heart, you're already left. In your mind, you already left. Your flesh already left. You can't be intimate like you once upon a time. You don't touch her the same way you used to. You don't talk to her the same way you used to.
And you can feel that.
You can feel exactly. Exactly. It definitely don't go unnoticed. Like that's a real thing. That's a real thing to talk about. And because
when I was engaged, that was a real. You know, you could before we broke up, we were. You could tell it was not working because everything seemed like a job. Everything felt like a requirement. Everything and it was me. A lot of it was me trying to. I knew I should have left. I should have already gone. But it's like okay. No one ever asked me to marry him before. All right. You always wanted to be married. But damn, I ain't really in it just to be married. I wanted a partner. So first thing I did, I had to call the wedding off because I was like, well, shit, we ain't breaking up, but this wedding definitely not happening right now because we're clearly not ready. And I don't give a damn if I had a $1 million ring right now. And I was telling my friend earlier, people were like, I had met a guy and he was like, oh, you just gonna treat me like this, gonna let me go like that? And it's like, look, I don't care if the penis is dipped in Midas gold. I don't care. If it comes with bad attitude, treating me like I ain't shit, or making me feel less than, I don't want it. Because it took me a long time, from bad relationships, try to get yourself to at least a space where I'm not saying I don't slip a little, but just losing myself completely, I just refuse to do. So I'll be quick to say, hey, this ain't working for me, than I am to say, well, let's see if we can try this again, or let's just try this again. And that's going to get me into the next question as far as non-negotiables. Like, what are some things that are just absolutely won't work? for you?
Just lack of understanding, lack of reciprocity, lack of intimacy, lack of affection. I'm a very affectionate person, and I don't like I don't like this whole thing that some women have expressed to me. Well, I used to be that way, but my last didn't like it, and I'm just not like that no more. You don't need to talk to me. You ain't qualified. Yeah. I'll stop you right there. You're not qualified for this. And it's not me coming off cocky. I'm not finna waste my time. The goal,
you know what you want.
I know exactly what I want. And not only that, what's more important is knowing what you can offer. And I've laid that on the table. And I've kept some to myself of what I know I can offer, because everything ain't meant for internet. But I'm not finna settle, because that's some bull. That's absolute bull. I'm not letting my past hinder me from treating you the way that you need to be treated. So I'm not finna allow anybody to not give me that which I need, that which I want, due to some stuff that happened in their past.
Or what you deserve. Like,
exactly.
Like that, it gets to a point where it's like, you know what? I can't, because me, I'm a very sentimental person. I'm a very thoughtful person. I'm the type of girl who be like, write little notes for your day. Text you, making sure I say good morning because I want to be the first. I want to make sure you have a good day, or pop up, bring you lunch type stuff. And I'm not necessarily in requirement of all of that is the same back, but I do expect to feel appreciated. I do expect to feel like I matter. I don't want to feel like just a part of your day that you don't remember, or who can just kind of be, washed away. I want to know that you want me, and a woman should always feel wanted by the person, and the man vice versa. You should feel wanted by the person you're with. Mm-hmm. I mean, feelings change, but in my role of saying I want to be somebody's wife, he wanted his back rubs. I might have been mad at him, but when I took it to God, if I wasn't mad at him, would I still want to rub his back? And the answer was yes. So I still rubbed his back, because I'm not going to stay mad at you, but you're not going to say that I stopped being what I told you I was, or being who I've always been. I don't want to be finicky. I want to be consistent in what I offer. So it's not like you got mad and then you switched up on me. No, I got mad and I told you I was mad, but I still loved you regardless. Because I really want, and I know we never get to that point, but to be as unconditional as God's love is probably impossible, but my goal is to be as close to it.
Right, I agree wholeheartedly.
Let's see. So what are your thoughts on the role of a woman to a man? So in a husband aspect, what are the requirements of a wife? And this is going down into even like daily duties. I mean, everybody has an idea of when you envision life with your significant other, what does that look like?
For me personally, like I said, and I can't speak for all men on this one, because what I may need may not be what another brother needs. But when I envision my future wife, I see her as an entrepreneur. I see us both as entrepreneurs doing, things to bring us a substantial amount of income monthly, selling on Amazon, whether she got a boutique or whether she got she's an esthetician or whatever the case may be. She may be a nurse, I don't know. But whatever it is, I see us having a lot of time together to do the things which we want to do the most. Being parents, giving each other that time, kids at school. I can see myself with an office. I got my coffee, I got my boards up of my businesses, my neon signs, my this, my that. I see my wife sitting down with me just talking about what she gonna do today, and I just listen and sitting on my lap, physical touch on my love language, just sitting on my lap, just talking to me, telling me how she slept, this, that, and the other. I don't need nobody to cook for me. I don't need nobody to just don't be no nasty. I'm not a nasty person. Don't be nasty. Don't throw your clothes all on the floor. There's a dirty clothes basket for a reason. Like, be my friend. Like my friend. Yeah. Like I be ready to tell you the tea. I be ready to tell you, hey, I got this new idea. I be ready to tell you, like, hey, like, let's go do this together. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just be my friend. Everything else will fall in place. But the truth of the matter is, there's no one shoe fit all when it comes to marriage. There's no one hat fit all in marriage, because I feel like, I'm not married, but I feel like you have to know how to weather the different storms that come in life. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's just what it is. But you know, just looking for somebody that can help me, you know, enhance my businesses and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I really see us like laughing like till our sides hurt, like just going on different days, checking people, and just, that's a Memphis term. I don't know if you heard it before. We talk about folks and making jokes and stuff, and you know, I mean, that's what I see. Like, I don't see it any other way. Like, we're partners in every sense of the word. We don't have a whole lot of disagreements or arguments. That's what's ideal for me. I don't know if it exists or not. I pray it do, but that's what I see. I don't see a lot of tension. I don't see a lot of hate. I don't see animosity. I don't see misunderstanding. I don't see that. That's what I see.
I feel like for that to occur, I feel like there has to be a lot of grace. There has to be a lot of mercy, and it has to be a lot of forgiveness. What I've come to experience, and again, it doesn't mean that it's true for every man or that's how they react, but I have had a lot of experience where it's like guys tend to want to, even women, tend to get that punishing, like, you hurt me, I want to punish you. You dissed me, I want to get you back. And that's not necessarily my mindset. It's more so, you hurt me, I just want you to understand why I'm hurt. You know, and I don't want to say, hey, when you did this, it made me feel like this, and I didn't like it. It triggered this and this, and it could be because I'm weak in this area, or it could be because of this. But regardless, when you did this as my partner, it hurt me.
Yeah.
And if the response is not, okay, I hear you, what can we do to fix it? And the response is what I've gotten a lot of, you just tripping, or I ain't even mean it like that, man, I ain't hurt your feelings, or I didn't make you feel that way, man, but you made me feel like this. So, you know, it's always a tick for tack, or I want to hurt you. It's never like, and I say it's never, but it's hard to get someone who really wants to
Let me tell you
listen
something.
to understand.
I'm gonna tell you something. I think every woman, I'm gonna teach my daughter this too. You ought to test the brother and tell him, just try him and say something. Just mention to him something hurt your feelings that he did, whether he really did or not. I don't care what it is. It can be something small as you didn't open up the door for me, or something like that, and see what his response is. If you get the response that you tripping, give him so much space, all right, so that he thinks twice about telling you that BS again.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, we understand as men that y'all act on emotion. That's not a bad thing. Emotions tie us together and can create some beautiful memories when you put a man and a woman in the same room. Y'all help us express ourselves in ways that we would not be able to if we didn't have y'all. I tell that to you, I tell it to other women. Don't settle for that type of response. When you tell somebody that something hurts your feelings and you get a you tripping response, don't try to convince someone further that something hurt you. You said what you said. I don't like it when y'all do that. And I'm being honest, because I'm a father. If you ain't got a dad in your life, let me be your daddy today. I'm telling you. Stop doing that. Stop accepting that. Stop thinking that you have to settle, you know, with this brother that don't got a clue. You deserve somebody. You got a clue. You bring that to the table. Therefore, you need to be able to reach on the table and consume that in return. If you can understand where someone's coming from and you're willing to understand empathy, you deserve the same in return. When you dating somebody, test that out, because that's important. When I express myself to somebody, how will they take that? And now, on the same hand of me saying that, because I've said this before to a person, I care about how you feel, but at the same time, I want you to ask yourself, is what you bringing up to me worth bringing up to me?
Yeah.
A hypothetical. I got a daughter. Daddy, I scraped my knee. Daddy, I fell on the floor. Daddy, I wasted some juice. Baby, I want you to tell me when stuff go wrong in your life, right? But baby, I need you to have discernment and know when to hold them and when to fold them. And don't throw that back as an attack on me. Well, I can't express myself, blase.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of stuff that's going on in here throughout the day. All right? I like my sleep and I like my peace. You hear how peaceful it is in here? So when you bring something to my attention, it needs to be a category 5 out of, you know what I'm saying? Because we can fix that stuff that's worthy to talk about. You know, I'm cussing in front of your mama, or I'm calling you out your name in front of your friends, or you know, I ain't called you in 3 days. That's something that we can talk about. But I don't want to hear no mess along the lines of, well, my love language is quality time, and even though we've seen each other the last 4 days, I need more. That's that stuff that I can't do.
Discernment comes with, like, because for example, for me, if I feel something, I first ask myself, is it have anything really to do with them?
Right. Okay, I like that.
Is it on me?
Uh-huh.
Then I don't say I go to God about it. I really try to talk about it.
Yeah.
Now, if I don't went to God about it, I done prayed about it, I done took a walk about it, and it still bothers me. Like, and I just can't. I gotta talk to you about it, because ultimately I don't want to call my homegirl about it first.
Right.
I don't want to call my other so and so about it. So I took it to God first, and I'm still convinced this is something we have to talk about, because it clearly is bothering me to the point where I done lost some sleep. Lost some sleep about it. And
bring that up.
I don't want to do that. I gotta talk about it, because I don't want to feel. Because when you feel that type of way, it's gonna express in your intimacy. It's gonna express in your closeness. Then you're gonna try to come talk to me, and I'm gonna be like, now right now, I got an attitude, and you don't even know why I got an attitude, and I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Communication is important, but I think the only way to have proper communication is to first, each person has to be willing to have accountability, self-accountability. And I feel like that's what a lot of people lack. A lot of people don't take that time. Like you said, it's in your healing. You do a lot of self-reflection, you know, and I don't think a lot of times people look at them first. It's always what you're doing to hurt me. I was watching the show the other day. I watch dating shows all the time, and it was like Dating My Ex. And one of the couples, a lot of the things, he kept saying, you make me unhappy. You make me unhappy.
Yeah.
You make me unhappy. When you walk away, you make me unhappy. Basically, how you deal with your feelings angers me, makes me unhappy. You walking away for 2-3 moments to get your peace, because everybody handles things differently. You know, I'm not a walk out your life person, but I can't have this conversation right now. I'm going to take a walk.
Yeah. Because
I'm either not open to hear what you got to say.
Right.
I'm feeling argumentative. I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Right.
So let's not have a conversation right now. I'm like, you know, give me 5 to 10. You know, let me go step outside. Let me go bring myself down. So when we can come back together and say, hey, you know, we can talk now.
Yep.
But I feel like you got to respect people's language. You got to respect people. Like me, if I'm upset and I say I need to walk away, don't follow me. Don't follow me. Don't taunt me. Don't keep hollering at me. Don't keep getting my ear. If I need to go say I'm going to the bathroom, don't be outside the bathroom trying to keep talking to me. If I say I need my space, I need my space. And I need you to respect that. So you can't control people. You have to learn the difference between controlling people and actually being with somebody and understanding and being in coexisting, really being in agreement of, I feel where you're coming from, baby, you need a second, I'm gonna give you a second.
Just understanding. That's key. Understanding.
Yes. And without that, it comes with a lot of, again, punishment. I want to hurt you. Oh, you don't want to talk to me? I'm not going to talk to you. Well, that's not it. I'm not talking to you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm talking to you because I need to get right with God.
May I say something real quick? You said something important I don't want to forget. You just said something along the lines of, I don't want it to be a situation where when we got a disagreement, okay, a misunderstanding, not even a disagreement, misunderstanding, and then out of response of how I'm handling the situation, you don't want the other person to go do something. Oh, well, you acting like this, so I'm gonna go do that. That's a red flag for me. That's a big red flag for me. I don't know what to call it. That tick for tack mentality.
Yeah.
Oh, it could have been a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
All right. This has happened, so I'm speaking from experience. When a misunderstanding has happened, truly on my part, I'm thinking I done everything right, and someone responds and does something to purposely make me feel some type of way. Oh, baby, we got a problem. It was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Now we got an altercation because you deliberately went out your way to do something to get a response from me.
Yeah.
I don't like that. If that's the type of person that you are, I can't deal with you, and I don't want to deal with you. You can explain all day long, but this ain't even a big issue. So if you act like that when it's something small, I can only dread how you would act when it's something big. So I just want to put that out there into the atmosphere. If you're watching it, that's the type of person you are. If that's how you were, let's fix that so we be better versions of ourselves tomorrow. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah. And I think that's why, I think the only way you don't get into those situations is that self-healing time. You know, to not put your traumas and your issues in other people. You know, like my husband is not my dad. You know, is not my baby's father. Is not my ex. You know. Yeah. So I mean, it takes a lot of maturity and it takes a decision. It's really going into saying, hey, I want to go into this on a clear slate, and you know, really taking the response, knowing where you're at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying to be in a relationship you have to be all the way ready. You know, I'm not saying you have to be completely healed. I'm not saying you can't still kind of go through things, but you have to be accountable and be, you know what I'm saying, and know where you're at and take responsibility for where you're at. Exactly. And it can't be your crutch for how you treat other people. If you can't go through what you're going through and still be fair and just, and you know, then I say no. You know, but I don't believe that, because sometimes you might be somebody that introduces you to something else that can advance your healing or and deeper your healing. So I don't say you have to be all the way ready, but I do say you have to be prepared to take accountability. It goes back to accountability, self-accountability.
I definitely agree.
What you do and what you don't do. So comfortability, we're almost at the end of this, and we may make this into two parts.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
We'll go into comfortability because I feel like sometimes we get very comfortable, and I feel like as soon as you start getting comfortable, that's when you start getting a lot of issues in relationships, because sometimes either the girl feels like I already got him, that's my man, he's what he's supposed to do, my man going, and I was young, I was really naive, and I had that mentality. I saw a couple posts that I made from like years ago from a great boyfriend I had, and I was like, if I ask it, he gonna do it. If I ask him to so and so, he gonna do it. Don't matter. And it was very naive of me, because I wasn't necessarily being an appreciation of who he was for me. You know, it was almost like, well, he gonna be right here, so it don't matter. But it's deeper than that, you know. And because you get comfortable and you get used to the treatment, and you forget that they don't have to do anything.
They don't. Teach my daughter that early age. You know, to be thankful, because ain't nobody got to do nothing for you. This world don't care about you. But yeah.
Absolutely. So I made a comment. I was talking to my cousin earlier, and I was like, also in this message, like doing things because of love and obligation. And she was like, well, I wouldn't say obligation because you're not obligated to do nothing. And I completely understand that. But in the sense of you taking vows, you going into this, because I feel like a marriage is more than just, it's coming together, but it's a business, you know. So even in business, if I'm an owner and a co-owner, there's some job requirements that I need to do to keep this position. This position didn't come with just a title, just for a title. There were some things that came with this role, you know. So as a wife, there's just things you're going to want to do. You would care for your husband, care for your family, you know, and how the roles, it's different from everybody. You know, the man might stay at home, take care of the kids, the woman might have more money and go. I don't know. It depends on what they got going on, but it needs to be in an agreement, you know, that this is what I need to do. And I can't just step away from my obligations of what I've promised, what I've vowed, because I'm upset with you today. You know, if you're my husband, you upset with me today, doesn't mean you get to stop providing like you normally would do because you're mad at me, you know, because ultimately the family is still the family, this house still this house, and the job is still this job, you know, and vice versa.
I agree.
So what do you feel about comfortability? How do you keep it fresh in a relationship? What are your ideas about it as far as making sure that your woman feels, you know, like you have it, feel like you got her and that you're not chasing her? Because I feel like the chase has to be continuous, both ways.
Real simple. Never stop dating.
Yes.
Never stop dating. Because it ain't a matter of if time's going to get hard. It's a matter of when. I told myself my next relationship, because I mean I got a child, so a child is in the picture regardless. And my daughter's only 4 years old, so at least